All right, peace family. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is the fourth installment in the Hustlers NBA series through the Boardroom Johnson Executive Series. Man, I want to thank you again for tuning in and being here. Thank you for any support, for all the support, for engaging the post, for checking out the other installments. If you didn't, please go check those out as well. I want to get into this specific part right here. This topic, we're going into reputation as currency, which is building again on branding and marketing. The case study I'm doing again, once again, is on 50 Cent again. And a lot of things he does, a lot of his tactics, and just the power of his brand, his name, and everything that he is, or what Warren Buffett would call franchise value. So Warren Buffett had posed a question: if you had created a piece of chocolate and there was a store across the street that also sold chocolate, if your chocolate sold for the same price or a little bit more than the chocolate across the street, would people leave that store that's across the street to specifically come and get your piece of candy? This is all on your reputation, your brand. What's your franchise power? So with that, let's go ahead and get into this video, man, and we'll come out on the other side. We're gonna go over a couple of things, just touch on topics of the video or whatnot.
You're right, because you're right. He's a company.
Yeah,
he ain't a person either, but
like part of the reason why, like if he just he presents it like it's him saying it. Feel me?
Yeah.
Even if it's just a meme, he presents it like he's putting it there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's what makes it people pay so much attention to it.
because it's 50 saying it.
It's 50 saying it. You know what I mean? It's like if one of the dudes left TMZ and just made a website with his name, then people wouldn't go there to that website.
He wouldn't have the cachet that 50 got.
TMZ is so it's just like I said earlier, like 50 probably got 50 people working for him making them memes and shit.
Yeah, it's beck and call.
You know what I mean? But without 50, none of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he the draw.
So-
and if some foul shit happened, guess who's getting blamed on?
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They ain't gonna blame it on his minions.
Yeah.
Cause it's 50.
It's 50, yeah. It's 50. He wears it just like he wears it both ways and shit.
Good and bad.
But I think that the youngins in T.I. is wise not to go to where 50 fight him at, because I think they saw what happened with Fab in the booth.
Right, man. Right. He made a good point, man. He basically was building on 50 Cent's franchise value. What he's able to align his name with, and a lot of the things that goes on that you instantly attach to him. It's like, oh yeah, it's true to his brand. Everything he does, the trolling, the so-called bullying. He doesn't consider himself a bully neither. So he like and I agree with him. He doesn't bully people. He stay in his little corner. People jump out there, they say little stuff at him, and he responds. So people, they pay attention to his response, but not what the person did to him first. And I understand what he came through, what he was speaking on when he said that. But to go deeper into his franchise value, just a lot of the things. So, like, I know he was speaking on a lot with his social media, with the memes or the things that he will retweet or things of that nature. And just the power of, even though he probably was not the one who put it together, like he said, I'm pretty sure he has a social media team. He has so much going on, and they could create these things, and they are so his franchise value, his brand voice, and his authority, and everything that he's created, the persona he's created for himself in the mainstream eye is so like solid and solidified that they know exactly what to go to and what to pull up and how to create it, how to word it, how to do all these things. And it's like, it feel like he said it, whether or not he did or he didn't. And like the brother said, he wears it one way or another. He don't care. So, just that franchise value, that sticking effect. And he stays true to that. He doesn't let, regardless of any type of business he's doing, he's going to do him. He does him. He says what he's going to say. And he does all of those different things, man. And it's dope. It says a lot about how he positioned his brand, which is himself. 50 Cent is the brand, you know what I mean? And, the other moves he's making as far as with the studios in Shreveport. I just seen the Street Fighter trailer today and seen that he's in Street Fighter, who would he have ever thought, as a kid, he's acclimated with Street Fighter. That's his era too. Would he have ever thought that he would be a character on a movie with Street Fighter back then? Maybe he did, maybe at that age he had that internal vision for himself. And a lot of times that's what we need to do for ourselves too, is to create our mental vision of who we want to be in the future and then become that person. so that we start taking the necessary steps. We start taking our life and our path according to the steps that it would take to get to be that person. And that's dope. And a lot of times the first thing shaking is the mentality of never changing. Oh, I ain't gonna change. I ain't gonna change. Well, you have to change. It's natural to nature. Like it's unnatural to not change. Everything goes through changes. We wasn't a baby for forever. We wasn't an adolescent for forever. We wasn't a teen for forever. We wasn't a young adult for forever. We're not going to be middle aged for forever. We're not going to be old for forever. So everything goes through its stages and it changes, and we have to adjust and be able to make the appropriate adjustments, especially if you want to have a higher grade or a change in your lifestyle. You want to be able to raise the standards of your livelihood. So you have to be able to make changes. You have to decide what their life is going to look like, what the person looks like that lives that life, and what it takes to become that person. And then you got to be that person. That's just the nature of how things like that go. You can't be that same old person and expect to get that new result, because that old person is not the type of person that is able to maintain to become a good steward of that type of a livelihood or that lifestyle. So change is inevitable. And you know, it's not necessarily changing up. It's just changing. You can stay true to your brand. You can stay true to all these different things, especially now with the internet, and we're seeing the power of the reach that has. So a lot of people could, you know, a lot of authenticity is being created. And this is what's making a lot of the social media stars bigger than the mainstream stars, because they have a platform to whereas they are able to still be true to their self. And that authenticity draws people in, man. And that's so dope. So let's get into a portion of the reading, man, from O.G. Boardman Johnson, The Art of Influence and Marketing Control. This is coming from chapter 5, From Reputation to Brand Equity. And it states, reputation travels through stories. Brand equity travels through systems. A strong reputation may open doors, but brand equity keeps them open without constant explanation. When trust becomes institutional rather than personal, influence expands beyond the individual. This is the transition from being known to being relied upon. And that's true, man. That's dope. That's a very powerful statement. Once again, man, please engage with this video. Drop some comments, like it, share it, whatever the case may be, wherever you catch it at, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. And we're going to finish the conversation in the comments, man. You know, that's what we have, Meeting of the Mindset, man.